everybody, clearing. Okay, so this is going to be like an eclipse reading, but it's going to be around the theme of communication. That's what's coming up in the pre-shuffle. So we're going to look at the central column of communication. What would be beneficial set on the conscious mind to talk about regarding the heart space, about the future and manifestations, setting the intentions, planning, logistics, action, what the biggest challenges are, the spirit guided solution, and then a little bit of an energetic heads up on where things are going. And I'm also going to pull for the feminines and masculines, how it affects, or what the effects are in each collective based on the central energy, and then some advice about what's going to be happening next. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the twins that join me here. What can we see for communication portals opening up regarding this eclipse season? What is this going to be doing? What are the new cycles? What are the new interactions? The new potentials available for the twin collective in this new energy coming in after the eclipses. So for the feminines, what can we see? And for the divine masculines, what is it that can be known regarding what we'll see in the central column? And the energy coming in as advice. Okay, so conscious mind, what is it that the twins are being asked to look at? Opening the heart space and trusting the energetics. In real time, I just heard going in cold, going in blind, and trusting the energetic safety nets, the foundation, the knowing, the discernment that divine feminines and masculines have achieved at this place, that it's now safe to start opening the heart, to start trusting the physical on a deeper level. So that is going to be evident going forward after the eclipses, that there's not so much reaching, stretching, and fabricating. No more wild imaginings about what's going on here. It's this very sure-footed knowing of the energy. There have been many cycles in these twin dynamics that have time tested and proven the connections, deepened the trust, set a foundation. So for each twin, it's about opening into that safety a little bit more. So for the divine feminines, we're getting not worrying about what didn't work out in the past so much. This is about trusting the foundation that was laid with all of those motions, all of the integrity and character and spiritual energetics that you learned because of all the cycles. Looking at that part of the story and not the failures. That's trusting the energy so that your heart stays open here, so that you really affirm the blessings in the journey and not fixate on the things that didn't seem to work out. For the masculines, what is it you're being asked? You're being asked to open your heart enough to close out cycles, the world in the reverse, to close out cycles of the 3D that you know have no business going forward into this energetic realm. It's like you're going to have to let go of playing it safe in the 3D and open your heart. This is like a leap of faith energy to see where it will go. I'm hearing freestyling in the moment, trusting the energy, bouncing off your feminine. Divine masculines, it's different than it's ever been. Your divine feminine is not keeping records of wrongs anymore, and you are not holding on to the world so much anymore. You are trusting the energetics more. Okay, let's see the Starseed Oracle for this, the highlight for the twins. We get simultaneity, nonlinear processing, and epiphany. Yeah, because we have this energetic bridge between the twins, that it's a joint effort opening the heart here. There's an epiphany that divine masculines, you've been hanging on to the known universe. It's time to trust your energetic mastery and take the leap of faith that you are designing this on the fly, that you have a co-creator with you, aligning. And divine feminines, this is that you are processing letting go of the past. Your divine masculine is letting go of, it's funny because you're letting go of the time, the histories right now, and your divine masculine's letting go of the space, the physical. So time and space, there's this time and space collaboration between the twins that energetically we've got each other and we can go into uncharted territory. Nonlinear processing and epiphanies, it's all part of the multidimensionality of it. There are various memories and future potentials that both of the twins now are kind of aware of in this multidimensional area that is allowing for increased safety, not so tethered to the 3D, and it's a joint effort. This is an epiphany that for all of the twins that we've been doing this together, regardless of being in traditional relationships. This has been an energetic thing. Okay, so what can we see for the emotional space? What is the advice? To continue being open to the deeper secrets. You don't know what you don't know. Be curious about what you don't know, twins, because we're being energetically asked on the heart space to just trust the mystery. Understand we haven't gotten to the end of the journey. It's a process, and that there's this revelation of the mystery of secrets going to be coming to light. So some of the missing information is also going to be divulged, volunteered. It's going to be transparent in this new cycle. Not only is there going to be more conscious recognition of the teamwork that has been here in the energetic layers, the inspiration, the muse energy, but there's also on the heart space more trust in the not knowing, more trust in the potentials, more trust in things coming to light when they're needed to be seen, not having to be found out and get disclosed ahead of when it's beneficial to know certain mysteries. So there's more of a safety and open curiosity coming in about the things that have still been undiscovered between the twins or in the dynamic. This is more of a open curiosity, not so much a fear or skepticism or paranoia even, but an openness to genuinely understand, genuinely learn. How are we seeing that for the feminines? You are setting the appropriate measures within. So not so much healthy boundaries, but you're giving yourself reality check that if you're not in a committed, mutual, spoken agreement with your person, you don't need to concern yourself with what is going on with them because it doesn't really apply. Yes, you may find that you have a deep connection, but that person isn't fully in your life right now, so they don't owe you anything. There's nothing to nothing needed to offer, and that's an interesting message for this divine feminine. So you're not further along in union because it hasn't been justified and warranted. So stop trying to get emotionally hurt because things haven't proven this undying love yet, and just enjoy the becoming of it. Enjoy the story unfolding. Enjoy seeing the ways that it becomes justified instead of getting ahead of yourself and thinking that your divine masculine should have possibly exemplified all of this already. Just see. That's the fun part as it keeps unfolding, that you get to discover these things, that you don't have to have them all handed to you. It's good to know what they are going to be and some of the things that would make you happy, but allow the playfulness, allow the discovery of those things to happen in justified time. It's going to resonate for a few. And for the divine masculines, this open curiosity, Four of Cups, wow, I could feel it. That I was surprised when the feminines were getting this Four of Cups, because the masculines have been getting it lately. Divine masculines, be openly curious about how your reluctance or not coming forward yet has created the ability to see these deeper things, how it's deepened the connection, how the time and space has afforded the connection more spaciousness, more time to consider, more depth. It's created more depth in the connection. So on the heart space, divine feminines, just knowing, reality check, don't get ahead of yourself. Divine masculines, this has served a purpose. The things that haven't worked out immediately in the past has served a purpose. Okay, what can we see for the energy? Get lunar progressor, eclipse energy, emotional equilibrium, and compassionate non-attachment. Yeah, open curiosity about the mystery is a childlike wonder. It's open, it's unattached, it is free from expectations, it's balanced, or it's not attached to certain expectations. Curiosity considers expectations but does not formulate an attachment to it, so that there is an emotional imbalance if those things don't result exactly the way that they were desired. And whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. So this, again, that's an open energy. It's a playful energy. It's a curious energy. So both twins, you're meant to be using beginner's eyes, this playful stuff. On the manifestation spot here for wishing, okay, we get justice in the reverse. I think one of the messages a bit earlier was talking about this, the justified connections, divine feminine, and the love, self-love. So love yourself enough to know what loving demonstrations would be appropriate. Both twins are being asked, both collectives, the masculine and feminine, are being asked, what is your love language? What does feel like connection to you? What is the benefit of coming into romantic union? This is a very romantic card. What shows of affection do mean the most to you? You're being asked to understand what those are so that they can be exchanged, I'm hearing, because it's coming. This is the manifestation portion. So get ready, twins. You're being asked, what does it for you? What turns you on? What makes your heart sing? What's your love language? Very nice. For the divine feminines, 10 of Cups, what makes you happy? Exactly. We're going to get 10 of Cups for the masculines, almost. Ace of Coins, what would you like to see in the physical? So divine feminines and masculines, it's like, what is going to justify? What's going to be justice to you? What would you like to see? Measurable, analytical, real world things, divine masculines, and emotional fulfillment here, divine feminines. What would make you happy, and what would you like to see as a foundation in the physical, twins? Very nice. What can we see? Card for that. I saw doesn't feel like what needs to come out. See for this? Okay. 2 of them. Chamber of Initiation, Spiritual Gifts, Mystery, Enchantment, and Secrets. So this is really tap into your spiritual side, divine feminines and divine masculines. You're including the spiritual, you're spiritualizing matter, you're anchoring the 5D energetics into the physical now, into the 3D, the daily, the mundane. We're bringing that in. So we're including the magical realism, we're including the spiritual gifts, the mystery into the daily, and these secrets. So the essence of spirit, the essence of each of the twins' spiritual energetic selves are coming in here. This is some of the justified, the poetic, romantic aspects of the twins. This is the nuance of the energetic connection that each twin can really play with. Like a harp, I heard. Like, it's very like angelic and heavenly. I'm seeing a ton of fractal harps all over heaven right now. And Pegasian stargates, sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. Nothing more original than a bazillion fractal harps, let me tell you. But you get to design your reality. What would you like to see, divine masculines? If you're so busy, you know, in an old energy, divine masculines, you're like, yeah, my divine feminine's not it. Whatever it is, it's not her or them. Now it's like, well, if you haven't thought that it could be, what would you like it to be? Maybe it actually is. And divine feminines, what is your, if you could dot the I's, cross the T's, ice the cake, what would that look like? What would be the ultimate justice, twins? What would you like to see? What would love look like to you if you could design it? It's basically leave no stone unturned with what you would love to imagine as possible here. And being told that just this exercise of whimsy, fantasy, and wonder will delight, raise the frequency, make us all giggle. But it also sets a more positive mood so that it's not the same defeatist ideas that there have been in the past when things have been more impossible feeling. Okay, what actions are the twins being asked to focus on? Continuing to set healthy boundaries and trailblaze moving forward towards this new beginning that's not quite there yet. So for the feminines, what does that look like? Queen of Cups, really looking at your intuition, searching out what are, I heard red flags, what don't you want in these connections? Looking at what you don't want to manifest again. See very clearly how your karmic pasts took root and understand that I heard rushing in doesn't create success. Things like that. Take a look at more of the foolish behaviors that you have experienced in the past that did not result in success right now. And divine masculines, King of Wands in the reverse. Look at the ways that your sexuality can up-level, your spiritual connection to your sexuality can up-level, but also how your leadership can become empowered if you continue to rein in your sexual energy and set healthy boundaries. Not be willy-nilly, I heard, specifically with sexual energy, but also with the spiritual embodiment, non-traditional and shamanic I'm hearing some of the divine masculines realize that you've gone too far out there with, I'm hearing specifically psychedelics and medicinal, alternative medicinals. So divine masculines, bring back the energy, rein it in for those that applies. There's going to be more of a balancing energy, more of a moderation for both of the twins. So divine feminines, you're moderating your thoughts and your emotional reactions to certain things and seeing what causes the volatility and what doesn't. And divine masculines, you are seeing that substances and sexual energies are no longer supporting potency. You're wanting to be a more refined and pure vessel going forward. You've outgrown some things and now your frequency is higher and things are starting to be less impressive to you. I just heard. And what do we get here? More moon energy, temple of the moon goddess, emotional transparency, nurturance, and grace. So yeah, divine masculines, it's time to really be honest with yourself about what nurtures you, what serves and what doesn't, for the long term, sustainable energy, what is foolish and what isn't. And divine feminines, you are also being asked to be very emotionally transparent. Don't tell yourself stories, don't work yourself up with low vibrational things. Set your higher standards so that you only tell yourself what is possible, how things can be practical, not limitations, but possibilities. And dimensional planes of perception number 9, universal understanding and objective observation. So both counterparts are taking a step out of themselves and looking at big picture energies, preparing for this new uncharted territory, the trailblazing work that's being done within, objective observation to bring the counterparts into a new readiness, an openness, to step into uncharted territory. That keeps coming up. It's uncharted territory coming up. Okay, what is the biggest, or is this the action? I think. Nope, this is the challenge. So for the challenge, we get enlightenment with the changes. So based on what has been illuminated to the twins, the challenge is making the changes that ultimately align with that highest knowing. What does this mean for the feminines? Not wishing for certain things that are dead-end streets, I heard. Temporary. It's never been more important, divine feminines, to reach for the long term. Don't quit now. Don't settle now. Don't fall back on temporary gratification now. And divine masculines, 5 of Wands, don't believe the hype. Don't go to peer pressure. Don't succumb to the wishes of your family, friends, karmic partners, things like that, if you don't subscribe to the same beliefs. Really define, as you're getting ready to level up, you are individuating divine masculines and making the changes because of your sovereign enlightenment. So what is so that's the challenge, persevering, keeping going. What is the solution? Here's that 4 of Pentacles again, the opening the heart space. So basically your abundance is not going to come in unless you open up your heart and experience this firsthand, the emotions of it, the feeling of it, the bravery of it, the almost adrenaline. I'm getting this light and airy but energized feeling. So the solution here is do this in the physical, make the changes, go towards, open the heart, bravely go in the direction of your heart. Your future depends on it. Your future thriving depends on it. What does this mean for the feminines? Queen of Wands in the upright. This is your empowerment, not waiting for your masculine, not waiting for the approval of others, not waiting for anything anymore, just doing this, feeling the heart space, going in that direction. Not worrying about the previous ways that you found that you thought success was going to come. Doing this in your own right. And divine masculines, the Chariot. Energetically moving forward when your heart is open, and doing the work in the moment when you feel your heart constricting. Taking a pause and not forcing yourself to just be a people pleaser or take action when you feel your heart cautioning you. Addressing that right in the moment instead of dismissing or avoiding it. You're being asked to look at those times when the constriction happens and ask what it's really about. Instead of it just being a no, you're going to the next level of discernment where you're going to be given the translation of why it's a no. Divine masculines. Okay. So Divine feminines, you're being asked to continue going towards your yeses, and divine masculines, you're continuing to be taught in the ways of the symbols, your personal symbols that you know for you. Chamber of Inspiration, bliss, aspiration, and realization. This is how it is realized into the material realm. It becomes real. These intangible becoming energies are coming into the physical. Divine feminines, you are embodying these things. You are flowing and graceful and moving through your reality with these higher understandings as your intrinsic motivation. You are embodying that. And divine masculines, you are about to realize this next level of awareness and aspiration, your bliss, your actual happiness, by moving forward when it's a yes for you. Yeah, so you are recognizing your intuition more consciously, divine masculines. What is the direction of these connections? The Son of Wands, the Passion, Queen of Cups. I'm getting that the divine feminines, you're starting to feel the sexual connection coming in, or feeling a return of that energy in these dynamics from the masculine. You're picking up on it. See that knowing and meditation there. In divine masculines, I'm being shown that this is like a beacon being sent out intentionally. So some divine masculines are sexually manifesting, and divine feminines are feeling that in the 5D, or feeling the energy. It's more like feeling it on a higher level, not so much the astral sex, but the knowing that there is a rekindling of some sort of sexual energy again. So the connection is starting to amp up. The connection itself is starting to polarize on the higher dimensions, because the attraction is starting to be felt again. What can we see for the feminines in that regard? The Star in the reverse, the destined path, but the hope. It's like this is a bit of a weight still. The gap is being closed. So you're feeling the energy coming in, divine feminines, that the weight is, it's not so far in the distant horizon anymore. And divine masculines, you're seeing the change physically. You're actually physically noticing a different response in your reality when your divine feminine comes in. I literally just heard that when you're seeing the signs and synchronicities of your feminine, you're noticing that it goes hand in hand with different changes that you're making, divine masculines. And also you're noticing the sexual energy is coming back in, that you're feeling more attraction to your divine feminine. And what can we see for the energetic card? We get Metatron's Star, exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. So divine masculines, this is victory, because for a long time you were wondering, where did the attraction go? Will I get this attraction for my feminine? And divine feminines, you've been saying, when will this happen? Will this ever happen? This is victory. Both twins are feeling a change here, sensing a new, more intimate, physically intimate energy beginning to brew again. Okay, let's get one message from the divine masculines. Daddy's coming home, so they know, and it fell on the Queen of Cups. They know that you're coming in some regard, that there's some new energy from you. And divine masculines are saying, I want to please you. So they're no longer just focused, divine masculines, you're no longer just focused on what you're needing to do. Now you're considering your energy has balanced out sufficiently that you can now include the powerhouse that your divine feminine is and do that connection justice. So there's a generosity, divine feminines, that are coming in from your divine masculine, that is coming in from your divine masculine, and an admission that there is room in their life for you, a growing room in their life for your consideration, or to consider you a little bit more. All right, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.